What's up, everybody? Today I decided to make a video about the concept of not being good enough. I think a lot of us can relate to what it feels like to not be good enough and why we end up never really getting off of this merry-go-round. So I've done a lot of research over the years. I started studying like Eckhart Tolle back in 2005. And it became very obvious to me that if we're going to talk quantum, if we're going to talk energy, then we have to understand the fact that emotions, right, our feelings, also operate on an energetic spectrum. That being said, some feelings or emotions that we experience are really low level, they're really low grade, okay? Like fear, victimization, shame, guilt. All of these are really low grade feelings, and they pull down our energy, our vibration, or even our frequency, okay? So then you've got things like love and joy and contentment, and these are like higher vibing energies. They move faster, they move quicker, in terms of comeback, and they're lighter, they have less density, okay? I hear this a lot from people and my clients. They say, you know, it's just not good enough. I'm not good enough. And there's kind of this phenomena that goes on in our world where it's like a lot of us tend to go and build things or do things or create things. And we do amazing things, only to then turn around and go, it's not good enough, I'm not good enough. And here's the thing, if you are driven to create because you're running from what you perceive to be a deficit, then what you're actually doing is identifying with the concept or the idea or the identity of not good enough. So I'll give you a for instance. After I was assaulted, it was like Pandora's box was opened internally, and this person who was pretty optimistic and even keel found herself feeling a little low-grade depression. And the only word I could constantly bring to the table to describe how I felt was just empty. And like most people, I was kind of running from empty. I was like, well, how do I feel this? How do I feel this? How do I feel this? And after a month, I was like, okay, I gotta call bullshit here. It's not working. I think I'm gonna have to go back to basics. Back to basics for me means that I look at what I'm experiencing internally very objectively, and I allow it to just be present. I allow it to take up that space in my mind and my body so that I can process and move through it. And what I discovered was that empty is its own energy. It has its own vibration, and empty isn't actually looking to be filled. Empty is looking for more empty, right? So it's like, it's all law of attraction 101. It's stuff that I already knew, but of course I was looking at empty as like this void of feelings instead of treating empty as just another feeling. When it was just another feeling to contend with. But empty didn't want to be filled. It wanted to be empty. And as soon as I just allowed the emptiness to kind of be present, it moved out and I was done. And I didn't feel empty anymore, ironically. But this is what we do as people. We like, oh, I don't like this feeling of not being good enough. Let me go prove that I am good enough. But again, the problem is you're not creating good enough from good enough. You're trying to create good enough from not good enough. And what does not good enough want? Not good enough wants more evidence of not good enough. Okay? Because if they were on a scale, notes on a scale, not good enough would be down here and good enough would be up here. They don't coexist. Right? So you're trying to create good enough from a space of not good enough. So all not good enough is going to do is be like, yeah. Well, you know, so you won $1 million, still you're not good enough because you didn't earn it, right? It's going to find a reason to validate why you are still not good enough, or whatever the situation may be. you could bring a relationship into your life and you'll sabotage it because you're like, well, you just don't know the real me. Nah, you know what I mean? Like, if you just knew who I really was, you wouldn't love me, blah. So you're trying to validate not good enough. So in order to break that, we don't go consuming more experiences and opportunities and things to shove down this black hole that just wants to eat not good enough, right? What we do is we stop and we look at it objectively and we go, but if I were to be really uncomfortable for a minute, right? And look at myself. Now maybe I'm not where I want to be, but maybe in this moment, I am pretty enough. Maybe I'm not the ugliest person on the planet, you know. Maybe I am good enough to feel good. Like, maybe I'm not this horrible person, so I do actually deserve to feel a little peace in this moment. And maybe, you know, my body, like, I know a lot of moms out there, like, isn't the best body, but you know what? It was good enough to have a baby. So we start building on this point where it's like, it's good enough because it did this, it's good enough because it does that, it's good enough because I've been able to create this or whatever. And it's gonna be uncomfortable, right? Because if you're aligned with, no, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, then enough is just gonna feel like bleh. It's like, what is this? What is this enough thing? I'm enough. What are you talking about? That's foreign. No, I must continue to self-sabotage and hate myself, right? But if you can continue to practice it, what happens is you end up building from a place of fulfilled or stable or solid or enough, as opposed to just throwing our hard work and efforts into this hole that just wants to consume not good enough. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Well, but if I think I'm good enough, then I won't have the motivation to create or do more. That's the ego lying to you because it wants to keep you trapped in this cycle of not good enough, okay? Because when you feel good enough, you're actually motivated to create from a place of expansion instead of a place of deficit, okay? So don't let your brain trick you just to keep you stuck. Okay. And what I say to my clients who have that thinking is like, okay, whether you're 25 or 55, where has that thinking gotten you? Have you actually been able to remove yourself from the state of being that you say that you want so badly to be done with? And if the answer is no, then maybe trying something new isn't a bad idea. Okay. Because like I said, not good enough is always going to seek out not good enough. But if you start operating from a place of gratitude, contentment, and I am infinitely perfect as I am, it doesn't mean you don't want to change things. I mean, I'm always working out and doing things to change up my body, not because I'm like, oh, it's good enough, I've arrived and we'll just get lazy now. No, the healthier I get, the more motivated I am to be healthy. See how these things, they piggyback? The more I love myself, the more I want to practice self-love. The more I feel good enough, the more I want to continue to validate good enough. The more I create success, the more I want to continue to, you know, compound that success. So it's not, you don't have to come from this deficit. And again, when you do come from deficit, all you do is create more deficit. So if you're looking to break that pattern, you have to be really honest. Like, am I doing and creating because I'm running from this fear of not good enough? In which case, it's always going to be running after you. Or, you know, do I really actually feel good enough? And if so, can I admit that in all of my weakness and, you know, imperfection? Can I admit that in this moment, I am enough and my efforts are enough? I hope that this video was helpful. As always, feel free to comment. You can reach out to me directly, paige@thedharmicpath.com. I love helping people kind of, you know, get past their blind spots when it comes to making bigger changes in their lives. And it's typically not what you think it is when it comes to defining the problem. So please share my video, like my video, subscribe to my YouTube. I am making a concerted effort to grow my channel at this time. And I will see you all next time. Alrighty, bye.